This video is about privacy, one of the most important issues in Meography. I'm going to go ahead and log into my Meography account. Here I am at my dashboard. I'll log into My Great Life. I want you to see some things right away. I can go into my overall. I'm going to look at Manage My Book Sets up here. And right in the overall settings for my book, and this is where we would put in the title and when the calendar year that your story begins. You'll see right here it says all Meography users may read my book. This is important throughout the time you have your book, because if you say yes, all of your answers while you're writing your book are subject to the Meography search box up here. Why do we do that? Well, we do that because we want Meography writers to make as much of their work as possible available to other writers, so that it becomes a community where people can use the data and the information that Meography brings together. It's possible you don't want people to be able to read your book. If that's the case, you would say no. All Meography users may read my book, no. And if you put no and save your preferences, none of your work will show up in the search bar for all Meography subscribers. I'm going to go ahead and say yes, though, because I do want mine available. That is what I would call the global privacy setting for your book. I'm going to go up here, though, to back to the dashboard, and I'm going to take a look at some of the questions. I'll take one that's already been answered. Describe your grandparents' home. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to go to describe my grandparents' home. This answer all by itself, I can choose to leave it public, which means anybody who is logged into Meography can do a search and find, if the correct keywords are put in there, can find my answer. You'll see here where it says in my answer, my grandparents lived in Palo Alto, California on Ramona Street. So if I left this public and somebody else was writing a story and put in Ramona Street, Palo Alto, my little entry would come up. I could just say that this is only available to myself and the collaborators who I have invited to my book, in which case it's not available to the public. It means that only the people who are helping me write the book can see it. And if my collaborator is read-only, they can still see the answer to this question, but nobody else can. I can also select, remember, on this question, on this particular title, I can say it's private, and that means nobody can see it at all other than me. My collaborators can't see it, the public can't see it, no subscribers can see it. So for every single answer, not every single question, because you can answer a question with more than one answer. For every single answer, every entry, you can decide whether your material is private, readable by your collaborators and yourself, or actually open to the public. We'd encourage you to be as public as possible, because sharing that kind of information makes for a more exciting community, and we all get to learn a little something. But we do understand why you might choose private. And that's how one thing other important to mention. If I go back to the questions, I'm going to, I'm going to select an already answered question by, let's see if there's one by a collaborator. I don't have one. I don't see where anybody's put any in. If I picked a question that had been answered by a collaborator and I chose private, the collaborator who answered that question is now locked out of their answer. Does that make sense? So I, as the editor of the book, as the primary writer, I get to choose, even if somebody else has written an answer, I can say, oh, that answer? Yeah, I don't want anybody to see the answer, including you. I hit private, and they're locked out of that as well. So we want our writers to know that you do, as the editor of your own book, have complete control over who does and does not see your book.